Good morning or afternoon or evening, whatever time it is for you. Eric and Jenna here with driverlineup.com, world's okayest steering wheel holders. Jenna over there is still in wake up mode. She hasn't had her coffee yet, Willie. Million Mile Man.
Willie knows what's up. He would never dare try to provoke a female to life before he makes sure it has coffee. He knows what's up.
Yeah, he does. By the way, and Callie mentioned this in her video today with Callie's Trucking Adventures. Yeah. I linked to her the other day, guys. Thank you so much for those of you who subscribed to her. I'm going to link to her video today and ask that you guys go, if you haven't yet subscribed to her channel, please do so. Trying to help her build up and get started for her adventure. She is a prime driver who had a tough PSD, but she's Million Mile Man student now.
She's a cool cat.
She is a cool cat. She's got a really cool channel, so I'm gonna link to that down below. But she mentioned it in today's video. Yesterday, was it yesterday? No, Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. The days do blend together. Wednesday, she texted Jenna, and it was no more than a couple hours later. Jenna was driving in, I don't want to say where. I don't know if, they're in Springfield now, and she did a video, so I can say it, I think. Yeah. Ohio. I won't say where specifically, because I don't know what they were hauling. But they're in Springfield, and they're public about that, so it's okay for me to say it. They were in Ohio on the interstate, and Jenna passed Willie, Million Mile Man, he was in the right lane. He was actually doing Jenna speed, but Jenna was in haul ass mode on that particular day. So, as Willie said on the CB, it was like a bat out of a cave. So Jenna had a CB conversation with Million Mile Man.
Wait, that's you driving? What?
Yeah, Million Mile Man and Callie. So it's really interesting that, right after I had done a video giving her a shout out, and Jenna got a text from her, we saw them on interstate. So it's kind of crazy how it's a small world. You run into.
We've got 9,000 drivers at Prime, but you still run into your friends on the highway.
Yeah, you have a CB conversation with people you were just talking about on YouTube a couple hours earlier.
You're just texting, and you didn't even know they were there.
Yeah, so it was really neat. Anyway, I wanted to address, so Prime did their, by the way, I'm making a second video on the Pilot Flying J.
He's just not going to let it
debacle. I'm not going to let it go because I don't know if Prime saw my video. I'm not asserting or assuming that they were responding to my video, but they did respond to some lease operators, or some operators, they said, that were not thrilled with the Pilot Flying J fuel deal and the bonus, or the rewards program. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't want to go too much into it here because I'm gonna make a second video. The response was kind of like putting lipstick on a pig. I mean, it's very unimpressed. The response did not do anything to anyway, I'll make a video on that. But something I want to say, and I'm not being negative, I'm just being constructively critical, I believe. But one thing I want to say today is that in the Prime Friday virtual meeting, which next week is going to be an actual meeting, which is awesome. So it'll be back to having free breakfast, steak and eggs.
We think. They haven't said all that.
They said it today.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they said it on the live today. Yeah, today they announced, so it's Friday, they announced that next Friday the safety meetings are back at Springfield Terminal, actually physically happening, and the free breakfast is back. So if you're in Springfield next Friday, which we actually might be, I think we're going to be in Springfield either that day or the next day. I haven't really figured that out. We're just going for 2 days just to do laundry and stuff because we've already been out. We'll have been out for 3 weeks. So we're going to stop at Springfield for just like 2 days and then go back out for another 3 weeks. But anyway, they were talking about the strength of freight, and I've gotten a couple questions over the last couple days about the strength of freight, because everybody keeps talking about it over the last month or two. And I can testify now. I know some team trucks that are struggling for various reasons, but it's not because the freight's not there. It's just that they want hard team loads, and those don't seem to be in extreme abundance. But I can't really speak to that, because Jen and I, now we have actually been running hard. Yeah, we really have. What am I thinking? We've been running really hard.
Okay, you're saying that in the sense that we don't usually.
We don't
normally take like the full go 24-hour,
Yeah,
just
but
back and forth shift.
We've been running really hard this last 5 days. Like we've been running. So, but anyway, since we've been out on the road this past 2 weeks, freight has been crazy. Like typically when we're out on the road, we might be pre-planned once or twice a week. We're just kind of watching this guy next to us because he's parked cockeyed, and it's going to be interesting to see how he pulls this off. But anyway, typically we'll see like maybe 2 pre-plans a week before we drop a load off. And like I said in the live chat this morning on Prime's live stream, I think we've been pre-planned on every trip. So if we don't want to wait, we don't have to wait. And some days we want to wait. But we've been like, we had a $4,200 1,300 mile FedEx load pre-planned on us today. We had to sidestep that, and it was for good reason, because now we're detained at U.S. Foods. It's going to be a big shock to a lot of you, but we are detained at U.S. Foods. We're not even to a door. We're already getting detention. We're not even to a door. But there's no way that we could. After this, there's no way that we would have been able to get that FedEx load. And of course, FedEx doesn't let you just show up late. But what happens? Another epic FedEx load got dropped on us for tomorrow morning, or tomorrow. So, freight's just been incredible, and I've been watching very closely. I know some have said, well, the fuel surcharge is increasing, but the line haul is not. That's not true. I've been paying very close attention to it. The fuel surcharge is certainly increasing, no doubt about it, but the line haul is increasing too. So we've had our only 2 loads that I've been upset about is that godforsaken damn beer load. That we passed that beer place 2 days ago, and I was just like
having Tourette's,
frecking, just looking at it from the highway. And this load that we're on, because we got absolutely ripped off by the ridiculous county to county or zip code to zip code plan. Totally ripped off. This load was 345 miles that we got $800 for, and the shipper was on the northwest side of the county that we picked it up from, and the receiver's on the north or southeast side of the county that it's being dropped off in, and that added over 100 miles. So a 345 mile load became a 450 mile load. I was pissed last night.
He was.
Oh, I was so pissed.
There might have been some words exchanged between the 2 of us about,
That's another video
just shut up and get it done.
That's another video too, and I know it's not. I'm not the first one to complain about that, but anyway. But outside those 2 loads, you know, this is still a good load. It's a great paying load. It was heavy as hell. It was in the caves, which was awesome. We have a video of that, so that's going to go up here the next day or two. And not in the Springfield caves. I didn't even know we had caves elsewhere, but it was over by Joplin, and it was like where we got loaded was at the very end of the cave, way deep inside of a mountain. So
I'm not gonna lie, I started to have some feelings.
Well,
about
I'll
being
tell you
there.
why Jenna had some feelings about it. Jenna's younger, and her tolerance for not having cellular data is much lower than mine. So she can only play solitaire so much. Plus, in that cave, it was so quiet, and they had like this old 70s loudspeaker, like a megaphone speaker sticking out of the ceiling, and just had this quiet, like,
Okay, so
70s and 80s music that it made it feel like a zombie
there
movie.
are going to be some people who understand what I'm saying about this speaker and the music system crackling. It reminds me of being at the depressing ghetto grocery store where they've got like one speaker in the middle of the store and like a couple that are like the one that's working and a couple in other aisles that is just kind of crackling and staticky fuzz.
I'll tell you, yeah.
Like,
I'll tell you what it reminded me of.
That induce a headache.
It reminded me of, if you've seen Shaun of the Dead, which is an excellent movie. The first day of the zombie apocalypse, he goes into a little store to get his can of Coke or whatever. Coca-Cola. I don't remember which one he got, but of course there's zombies everywhere. There's no one actually in there working, and the music's playing. Da, 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 you know, and it's just him, and it's just... Okay, we're back. We got a call. Well, for you guys, it's just going to be a frame, switch of a frame. For us, it was quite an ordeal. We got a call that there's a door available, so
and we're being unloaded. That's why.
Yeah, and we're rocking and rolling. So yeah, Shaun of the Dead. That's what being in that cave felt like. Now, there's parts of that cave, and you'll see it in the footage. I think I'll probably do it tonight or tomorrow, where there's a lot of docks and there's a lot of trucks at those docks. But we were at the very back, like in the secret back cave, by ourselves. So there's no...
We were in the area of the cave where they're digging out new areas of caves.
Yeah, like we were way in the back. All by ourselves. It was pitch. It was so quiet, so weird. You couldn't run your APU, couldn't run the truck, the reefer can't run. So there's just nothing but that eerie music coming out of that one little loudspeaker thing. So anyway, yeah, freight has been absolutely excellent. And so I have my phone, my backup phone, which I actually have quite a few texts that I need to respond to today. Because we have a little time, I'm going to do that. But some of the questions have been, is it a good time to come to Prime? And first of all, it's always a good time to come to Prime. I'm you know, not just an advocate. Yeah, I'm always an advocate for Prime. It has been like, go watch Callie's video. You know, she's just starting her TNT. It's the same thing with all these YouTubers. It's not, they're not just saying it because they're on YouTube. You know, like we say things that we don't like on YouTube. Man, this guy is not very good at this. We're watching someone back up, and it's...
No, I think maybe he's really good at it.
Well, but the trailer on the other side could have a scratch down the side of it because he went at it in a really weird way. Anyway, you know, now there are some Prime YouTubers, and there are friends. There's one or two out there who just never say anything bad about Prime. I'm not going to mention them, but they're just, you know, I think just trying to be positive channels, which is fine. Our channel is, we're going to tell you how we see it, and I think there's value to both.
Well, because here's the way that I see it. Like, if you're gonna tell somebody, like, this is the greatest thing since cheesecake, you need to be able to tell them any things that maybe you wish could be better too. Like Eric said earlier, constructive criticism. Like, I feel like there's a point where you can kind of lose a little bit of credibility when you're just a cheerleader for something.
Yeah.
That's where the whole Kool-Aid thing comes from. Everybody's always so happy at Prime, drinking the Kool-Aid. And, you know, we are, like, everybody at Prime is overall very happy to be at Prime. Like, well,
Yeah.
I mean, like 99.9% of them. But it's important to know what types of minor inconveniences and frustrations you may run into. And, I mean, we wouldn't be doing Prime justice by just saying they're 100% flawless at all times, because then when people come in, their expectations are going to be so high, and the first little bump in the road, they're going to be like, this is not what I was sold.
Now, yeah, I think she's absolutely right. I think Prime has no problem with a channel that is just telling you guys how it is, the good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty. Now, I also think that they have to keep their distance from a channel like us, and we like it that way. We like it that way. We don't want to be cozied up to Prime in terms of the content that we make. But anyway, my point is, I'm always an advocate of Prime just because it's been very good to us. And we had no idea what to expect when I came to Prime. Jen and I were trying to pick a company for like 2 months, you know, working through all these various companies and the pros and cons, and we had no clue about Prime. Like,
then we found Crazy Bags.
Yeah, then we found Crazy Bags. We found a YouTuber, and that's what, you know, kind of started steering us in that direction. And we could not possibly be happier with our decision. Prime was an excellent decision.
And additionally, what was important about finding a YouTuber, and maybe you guys see it like we did too, it wasn't just finding somebody who was willing to speak on YouTube. It was finding somebody who was willing to speak about a company who allows their drivers to freely speak about that company on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, there's no efforts of Prime silencing the YouTubers or their content, or, you know, retaliating against them or anything like that. It's, you are allowed to say your piece, and that's cool.
Yeah,
like, that's really cool.
So in terms of the freight, guys, I mean, again, you know, I'm always going to be an advocate of Prime year round, but in answer to the now, oh my God, yes. Like, now granted, we are in a period of time that is usually busy, but now that Jen and I have gone through multiple summers, and this is our third summer. Yeah, third summer.
Crazy.
This one is definitely the busiest that we've been through, and usually this would be kind of like produce season, you know, and some other things slow down, and then you ramp up to 4th of July, and you start seeing like cookies with U.S. flags on them being shipped to Walmart and things like that. Man, we're hauling everything. We're hauling personal care items. We're hauling crazy FedEx loads.
Real quick, those loads with like the little puffy sugar cookies that nobody likes at the cookout, you know? Somebody brings, but nobody likes them. Those are really cool though, because when your trailer's unloaded, your trailer smells like cookies.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, that's so cheesy to say, but it's like you open the doors and it smells all.
We hauled 27,000 pounds of glazed donuts one time.
Oh, yeah.
And the trailer smelled like donuts for like the next 2 loads. It was awesome. But it seems to me that we're hauling, almost with the exception of eggnog, which we only haul in December, we're hauling everything right now, you know. And so it is definitely a good time. Definitely a good time to come to Prime if you're looking. If you want training where you can really choose some miles in a time period. I mean, Callie, it's her first week in TNT. She said they've had 6,000 miles. Man, it is a good time to come in and be able to crack out those miles through training. And freight is just very, very strong right now. So yeah, when Prime goes on a live on Friday and says that freight is extremely strong,
You're telling the truth.
that's exactly what we see it. They're not just saying that just to be like, get out on the road and, you know, run. Oh, let me tell you this. If you go back and look at last week's live, didn't they say we rejected more loads than we booked?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that what they said?
Yeah. And they've been saying that for a little bit.
Like, basically every week, Prime is having to say no to just as many, if not more, loads than we're saying yes to. And we have almost 10,000 trucks in our fleet. In flatbed, the last week or the week before, they said no to 13,000 loads. That's crazy. I mean, freight is great. So, anyway, so we have 2 videos coming up. I have one, well, I don't want to tell you the topic of that one. I already filmed it. I just haven't had a chance to edit it. And the other one is, we got really good footage all the way through that cave. And then we had to come out of that cave and go into another cave for paperwork. And I wish I would have filmed this situation that I got myself into a jam.
I said not to.
Inside of a cave.
I said not to go that way.
They had a way that it was like dock number 66 through 75 or something like that, and the building where you get all their paperwork is inside the cave. Well, I made a turn down towards those docks, and you had to weave in and out of these granite rock columns, and I get down to the end, and it's a dead end, and there's no turnaround.
It's like no trucks beyond this point.
Yeah, no semis beyond this point.
All the way back there, they tell you that.
So what I had to do is go backwards all the way through this cave, weaving backwards in between these giant granite rock columns.
Was not a fan.
You know, it was really dark in there, and it was dodgy, but
would not recommend.
I didn't film that because I was cursing the entire time, and but we got really good footage of inside the caves, and Jenna took some really good pictures, so I'm going to put those in that video as well. I'll try to have that video up tonight or tomorrow. Anyway, guys, if you're coming to Prime, thinking of coming to Prime, use our driver code. It is ODOMEJ. Our preferred recruiter that we work with is down below in the description. My phone number is down below in the description. You can text me. Don't call that phone. I don't answer it. I don't respond in text messages right away because I get so many of them. But we do our best. We do our best, and we'd love to help you out. Join our Discord channel. That's probably the easiest way to get in contact with both of us. And we'd love to help you along with your journey. So, okay, guys, be safe, make good decisions. Always drive the Thrive. We'll talk to you soon.